Hey there everyone, this is Michael from Skyrocket, and as we're transitioning over to Edmentum at a larger scale, I wanted to give you a brief guide on how to batch upload student accounts. So on our curriculum.edmentum site, which is located in your Okta, under Teacher Resources, we have our batch uploads guide. That's a great place to start because this is going to give us a template that we can download. So this document has everything that you would need to do these batch uploads, but this video is just going to be a visual guide on how to do it. So we're going to click here to download the template file. This is going to open up in Excel, and then we're going to download this to our desktop or some other place that we can access it. So our downloads are down here, and it's going to open up in Excel. Alright, so now that this is open in Excel, our red highlighted columns are the ones that are mandatory to fill out. So we got our first name, our last name, username, password, role, status, grade, student information system ID, and the location. All of these are going to be pretty self-explanatory. These you can actually just copy down for all of your students, and that will be the easiest way to get that information in there. And then your password 1, you'll want to copy that, paste it here, and copy all those down as well, as far as your students go. Location is where things get a little tricky. This needs to match exactly what we have in Edmentum, so let's take a look at what that is. When we're in Edmentum, we have the courseware section here, and I have every center listed, but you'll only have your center and the training school listed. So location for our students needs to match exactly what our location is here. So including the dashes, including the spaces, including everything. So once you know what that is, you can enter it in to the Excel spreadsheet. Let's say it's ACT Fontana 1 Y. Once we have it once, we'll just copy it down for all of our students, and we are in the clear. Alright, so I took the liberty of filling out the rest of our student information off camera, but I wanted to point out a few things really briefly. The username should be the same and consistent as their usernames across the board. So the last 5 of the student track ID, first initial, last name, just keeping that consistent. And then our student track ID that we're putting into this system should start with a Y, an L, or a P. That way, things don't get mixed up across the systems because we have many schools within the one Edmentum system, and there might be a chance that the student ID could be the same for 2 students. So we just want to keep that extra clear. So all of my students were Fontana, and so all of their IDs start with Y. Alright, so now that we have all of our student data in there, we're going to save this in somewhat of a particular way. In the top left corner, we're going to go to File and then Save As. Yours may look a little different in your version of Excel, but the steps are going to still be the same. So File and then Save As. After that, we're going to select the file name that we want to have. Fontana 1 Edmentum Upload 31620 Michael is what I'm calling this one. You want it to be something you can recognize later, and that's something that won't match what's in the system already. So file type, this should default to Excel workbook, but we want to switch it to CSV. That's going to give us the rawest form of data that we can then upload to the Edmentum system. Mine is downloading to my downloads folder, but I'm going to save it to my desktop just for the time being, and click save. This is just telling us we're going to lose some of our formatting options, but that's okay, that we want to do that. Click yes, and we are good. Now that we have our file, let's go back to Edmentum. From here, we're going to go to the Administration Center, and then we're going to go to Users. So Administration, Users, and then Batch Processing this time. This is going to allow us to upload a file. The landing page is a history of all of the files that have been uploaded for batch processing, so we're going to click on the Upload tab here. From here, we can click on the Browse button, and that'll allow us to search for the file that we saved earlier. So we called it Fontana 1. Perfect. Let's click that and open. So once we have our file name here, we're going to click Import the selected file. Once we click there, it's going to bring us back to this history page automatically with our file name up top, and then this processing status will most likely say processing. If you want to see it say completed, you can click refresh files, and then eventually it'll be completed. You can then click download this file and it'll give you a status update on all of those users that you created. So it'll say like this worked or this didn't work. So you can see this one was completed with errors, so maybe one of the students was missing one of those required fields or something like that. So it's always good to refresh this and check to make sure that your file went through. So now you know how to upload students into Edmentum. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. It's mkilker@skyrocket-ed.com. It's also listed on our batch uploading accounts in Edmentum cheat sheet, which is on the Edmentum website, which you can find through Okta. Thanks for joining me.